Good afternoon, Flosstube. It is Christina here with episode 11 and it's the 10th of October. And I can tell you the seasons have changed here in the south of England because it's definitely got a bit chillier and the electric underblanket has been dug out of the cupboard and put back on the bed for the winter season because it's really nice to slip into a warm bed rather than a cold one, and I spoil myself. So what else? Oh, it's a nice sunny day today at least, so whilst it's a little chilly it's at least bright, so hopefully the lighting is better than the last Flosstube, which I recorded a bit later in the evening and was relying on the overhead light to help, but I don't have a huge amount to show you this week, but we'll start with the golden oldie as usual, and this one's another round robin that I sent around the world, and it's a design, it was a freebie I think from memory from Mon Ami Pierre, and I stitched the big letter A and the border and then sent it around the world for other people to complete the other letters of the alphabet. And it's stitched, I believe it's just blanc on a 28 count Jobelan. That's a big A. I have a big thing about alphabets. I like alphabets. They're like small completions every time you get a letter done. So you feel like you've achieved something. Am I the only one that feels that way? Possibly. And this one, I can tell you that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 people other than me, so 10 altogether stitched on it, and it went to the US, Canada and back to the UK. So, and as I've said before, because I'm currently working on an Mon Ami Pierre design, you can no longer get her designs at all because she closed down due to copyright piracy. So sadly I can't put a link up to this one because it just doesn't exist anymore, and I can't even remember what year I did it in. I have a booklet that went round with it somewhere, but it's filed in a box somewhere up top there, so I haven't dug it out. And now on to finishes. None. Starts. None. Works in progress. 1. Yep, you heard it. I worked on just one project this week, but I did stitch on it every day. And it's the one that had the most stitches to go in order to complete my whip go goal for it. And it was the Paris by Night one. And I'll put up a picture of it as it was, but I actually last night completed the last stitch in DMC 310 on this. So there are now 7,146 stitches of black on here, and it is 11% complete. So tonight I'm going to start on the dark brown 938 and see how much of that I can get done this week, because I'm still less than halfway towards the whip go goal on this one. I have to complete all the brown and part of another colour to meet that. I think there's 5,100 or 200 stitches of brown to go. So yay. Now this one is stitched 2 threads, full cross over 1 on a 20 count even weave from a company called Vedigan in the colour Gelb, which is German for gold, but it's not really gold, it's a very buttery yellow. And I gridded it in a sulky sliver so that I could do the extreme cross country. I've never done extreme cross country before, so this is a bit of an experiment for me to see how I get on with it. But I'm really pleased so far, and I intend at the end, when I finish, to put a slideshow together of it showing colour by colour completion, because I think that will look really quite cool, interesting. I might also be the only person that thinks that, but it's still got a long way to go. So that was it. That one, 11% of the goal to get it to 26%. Still going to take a long time. I think it's still got 9,000 stitches to go, something like that. I did get some haul this week though, mostly because I went shopping for an advent exchange that I take part in every year, where you send someone 24 small gifts for yourself, send someone 24 small gifts, one to be opened every day in December from the 1st to the 24th. And whilst I was shopping, I had a browse around and found some bits for myself. So I've got myself another set of grime guards. So these are from Be Crafty Bags, who are on Facebook, and I like them. This one is seahorses. This is for my 11 by 11. And this is just a random green print for my 8 by 8 Q-snap. And another green print for my 6 by 6 Q-snap. So I now have 2 sets of grime guards, which means that I can wash and exchange them as I need to, because at the moment I've got 1 set and I really need to wash the one that was on the Paris project on the 11 by 11. What else did I get? Oh, a pile of anchor threads to do 2 projects. So I got those from Kat's Cross Stitch. One colour was out of stock, but she sent what she had. Unfortunately, she missed out some threads from the list because she sent me 1 of 2 colours when there should have been 2 and 3. And I've emailed her on Friday, haven't heard back yet, but it's the weekend, so I'm not worried about that. I'm sure she'll send them to me as soon as she's read the email and got them and got the other one in stock. But apart from that, yay, all arrived in a reasonably timely fashion. The other thing, oh, I got more haul. I was bad this week. This one I've got a plan for though. This is a 40 count linen from Sew It All in the colour Dusky Sky. Let's see if I can get a good accurate. And this is, I think, a fat quarter I got. I'm pretty sure it's a fat quarter. It's quite a big piece. I haven't actually stitched on 40 count yet. Only 38 is the highest I've stitched on. I've done over 1 on 28 before. I'm sure I can do it. But anyway, it's a grey with a green tint to it. Let's see if we can get that to pick up. Oh, that's better. That's better. It's a printed fabric, so it's plain on the other side. Just trying to turn it over so you can see. So plain and printed. And I like the printed fabrics. Yeah, get what it says on the tin. There's no umming or ahhing about whether it's the right thing. Anyway, the plan for this one is I've got a Praiseworthy Stitches Halloween chart. Can't remember. Somebody's bed and breakfast. I can't remember the name. I'll put it down there in a caption. And I thought that might be a fun one to start at some point. So I was buying some fabric from my swap partner and I stuck something else in the basket for myself in order to hit the free shipping criteria. Yeah, I know that doesn't save me any money, but I don't feel guilty about it at all. I thought, well, I want to start soon. Oh, I quite fancy starting that soon. I'll buy some fabric for it. I probably won't start it for 2 years, look at the fabric, forget entirely about it, stuff it in a drawer. You know how it goes. But I might start it. And this is the other one that arrived. This is from Sparkly's. So ordered this one beginning of September, I think, got a pre-order, and it's here now. So yay! Always love getting the physical copy of these. I've got them on Readly, but it's not the same. So I didn't actually look to see if there was any particular favourites this year of mine. Just quick browse through, see if I can find some real highlights. Gnomes seem to be in lately. I'm not really into gnomes. What do they call them? They're not gnomes, are they? Oh, somebody will tell me in a comment, possibly. So, it's a cute little hardhanger one down there. Quite like doing hardhanger. It's really not as difficult as you think. That one is by Roswant Nemo. Of course it would be. She's known for a hardhanger. What else? There's loads in here I'd probably do, but I'm sure somebody else has done a much more detailed flip through and you don't need to see mine. So yeah, quite a few in here I do. Highly recommend it anyway. It's a great way of finding new designers because there was a bit of controversy a year or so ago, I think, where it became apparent that they don't actually pay the designers for these designs. So a lot of the established designers now don't do this. So it's a great way of finding out new designers who really want to get their name out there. They do pay the designers for the regular magazine, but not for this one, which is the one they sell the most copies of. I know there's several designers now. I think Blue Ribbon Designs was the one that brought it to light that they don't actually pay the designers for their ornament designs, which is a bit... I don't really like that, but at the same time they can choose not to be in the magazine as well. Right, definitely going to be a short one today because that's Golden Oldie, that's Whips, that's Haul. I've even talked about the weather. I'm British, we always talk about the weather. So now we're on to Flosstuber of the week, and that would be Ymir from Almond M&M's. She lives in New York. She's... She did say where she was from before New York, or where her family's from. And I've forgotten. Oh, that's terrible. My brain. I should write this down. She's lovely. She's lovely. And it moves me on to the next one, which is the shop of the week, because she dyes silk. Anyway, back to her Flosstube. When I first saw her, she was doing the teeniest stitches I'd ever seen, over 1 on 40 count, and she's since started doing over 1 on higher count fabric. I mean, she must have lasers for eyes. It's incredible, because I look at it and I go, squiffy. I can't do it. I could do it with magnification, I guess, but over 1 on 46 count and 53 count, and I think she bought some silk gauze to try as well, and that goes up to 120 threads per an inch, and I think you just use sewing thread to stitch on that, I guess. I don't know any other thread that would be fine enough. The 46 and the 53, as it is, you'd have to use probably something like a Vera Soie 103 or Soie Surfine, which come on the reels, and they're quite hard to find, or maybe Tudor silk from Gloriana. Maybe if you wanted to use a cotton, you could use a sulky, maybe a 30 or a 40 weight sulky cotton that you'd normally use for machine embroidery. I don't know. I'd experiment, I guess, and see what worked best. But she dyes silk, and she has an Etsy shop, I think it is. I'll put the link below in the description box. Again, it's called Almond M&M Studio. I think she also has a website. And I like supporting or publicising Black-owned businesses, because I think it's very important that a craft which was and has been for many decades very white-centric encourages Black and brown creators and artists to participate as much as possible. And so I think it's, you know, it's really nice to see more people from diverse backgrounds being involved in something that was, like I said, typically very a white middle class craft generally. I haven't bought any of the silks. I will at some point, but I've seen some pretty good reviews of them, so why not try them if you really want to try some silks. So oh yep, no giveaway this week because I haven't dug anything out. I might do one next week if I start to build up a few more views, so I get a few more comments on it. So that just brings me to the final point. Is lipstick of the week is from MAC, and it's bright red, and it's called Lady Danger. So because we're back in one of my favourite dresses, which is the red with the polka dots. So have to have a red lipstick with the red and the polka dots, right? Well, I guess I don't. I could put black on or pink, but then you think I'm weirder than I already am. And I do have black and pink, and for the matter I have orange and green and yellow and blue lipstick. So there will be some more diverse colours coming out at some point when I'm in the mood. I like lipstick. So, and still no car. Still haven't even found one to try this week. Meh. But I will. And I'm looking forward to getting out and about. And I think, yes, I think that's it. I think. Oh, and a hedgehog moved into the hedgehog house. I might find a picture of the hedgehog in the hedgehog house for you, taken on the night vision camera. It's quite cute. That's it. So, what's that, 17 minutes? Yeah, definitely a bit of a quick one this week. But I will see you next week, hopefully with some more progress. Maybe only one work in progress, maybe more, depends on my mood. I'd like to concentrate on the Paris one, but I might get bored of it. I'm a bit fickle. But yeah, I'll see you next week. So it's bye from me. Bye.